All righty. Good afternoon, folks. This is Sunday, October 12th. This is more like a week in review. Wanted to give you a brief synopsis of what happened last week and what I think may be going on next week. So last week we had a lot of delayed report, obviously on Tuesday and obviously on Thursday. The jobless claim has been delayed, and then we had a lot of speeches from all the feds, right? So what we've seen is a lot of new highs, and that was creating some lows that were created throughout the week. But I think we all know the main thing. What happened last week was Friday, after the announcement on Truth Social by Donald Trump about the new tariff that was being re-implemented. So they use that as a smoke screen to uh, drive the catalyst to make the market go lower. But this is not the actual thing that make the market go lower. The market was about to go lower regardless, but I was just surprised that it went a lot lower than anticipated. So let's take a look at the graph, right? So the week started, let's see here. So we started on the 6th. So we started on the 6th on Monday. We made a new high, went lower, like I mentioned earlier. And then after that, made another high, and then went lower a little bit. And then on Friday, almost made a high, which is the part that got me really interested. Almost made a high, come well close. And that's when I was like, you know what? They're about to take it lower. Me, in my humble opinion, when I thought they will probably take it lower, maybe to this level here, and then last but not least to that level here, and then bleed into next week. They'll probably drop it somewhere here and drop it lower, bounce back up, and then eventually take it down lower to this level here. And then maybe in the next 2 weeks after, they'll probably drive it even lower. I did not expect that they were going to do all one drop all at once in one day on a Friday. I knew they were going to drop it. There's a high probability. I knew that they were going to drop it, but I didn't know they were going to drop it so low so fast. So that's where we are right now. So we know the big event. That's what happened on Friday. But let's take a look at a new model that I've unveiled on Friday. Right. So this is what I call the combo breaker model, and I will create a separate video for that to kind of go over what that means, what makes it so compelling, and but just a brief summary of it. This is a concept borrowed from ICT. You have a bullish breaker here. What makes it a breaker is because there's a low here, and any price driving lower than a low create this type creating this type of pattern here. It's something to kind of like really pay attention to. So you have this low, this high, and this lower low. Whenever you see this kind of pattern like this, it's very significant. And then that will create more than likely create a bullish scenario, which is why I put bullish breaker here. And then there is a bearish breaker here. So the moment that I see they got real close on top of here, and then it failed to go to make a new high, and it went lower than this low. I'm like, oh, are they really going to take it low at this point? And then they hit this breaker here, and then it bounced back up. And then the moment it bounced back up here, it go almost touch it, make a higher high, and then that one fell and it fell off the bed. That's when I'm like, you know what? They're really going to drive it lower now. They are not trying to make a new high. And that's when at that point I start making my notes and say, okay, this is the last line of defense for the Bulls. And I make those commentary live when I was recording it. So while it was going to happen, so it did not happen way after. It was during live. The main reason why I missed most of this trade is because I was away from the computer. I had personal life that I had to attend to. So I literally missed all that drive down. And it's okay because I think starting next week, what we may end up seeing happening, we may see a continuation lower, or what we'll do, you get a little bit bounce back up because you always got to think of it like this. Um, they always try to trap retail traders, right? So they want to drop it so much lower, make you think that, oh, maybe it'll continue to go lower. And what will happen is the market will open in a couple more minutes. You may be shocked that it gap up. Maybe there's something going on here on True Social. Maybe Trump said everything is fine, and then they'll find a way to find the new rare earth minerals. They may drop another news, and then they drop it lower and much lower. So another thing to take a look at is to take a look at uh, the the commercial traders, from the commitment of traders to see what they are doing, right? So this is a graph that I borrowed from barchart.com, and these are the large spectators, and these are the commercial traders. And I will create separate videos, define all of this and what it means. So when you like and subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see me describing all this different information here. So a lot of people tend to read this incorrectly. There's it's dynamic acquisition views of what they do. So if you can see, when the commercial traders are liquidating their position, you tend to see that the large spectators, they tend to buy. The large spectators are your hedge funds, your big banks, etc. People that are just speculating on the market. Your commercial traders are more like your Apple, big companies that are making big orders, right? And they usually plan around buying or liquidating their position over a long period of time. So usually you have to take a look at the like for over a year. You have to look at least 1 year of data to see, okay, what is the trend for the commercial traders. And as you can see, as the market keep going up and up and up and up, you're saying that the commercial traders, they're liquidating their positions. And there was a big acquisition of liquidation here, and then it dropped lower again. And we have not received the most recent data yet for this past week. So once we get this week's data, that's gonna come, I think on Mondays. That's when they release them. Well, they release them on Fridays, but we in the retail trader world, we don't see it until Monday when they start trading again for the regular trading hours. You'll more than likely, for the commercial traders, you'll see a drop here, and for the large spectators, there'll be like a big buy here, which is why more than likely you'll see a bounce. It'll drop as the price get more expensive for the commercial traders, because commercial traders, they don't buy things when the price is really high. They buy when things is very expensive, and as the price get more and more expensive, they liquidate their position. As you can see, from since he made that new high here, bam, that's when they literally, once he made that new high right here on June 24th, that's when they start liquidating their position from that day on. And the large funds, so that's when they end up buying more stuff, because since price is going up, they want, just like you and I, we're probably part of that crowd here. So you put your position here, you buy here so you can go up and up. But damn, they are selling. They are not trying to buy anything that's expensive here. So that's also another leading indicator that tell me that there at some point they were going to drop the price. Didn't know it was going to be this one on Friday, but again, like I mentioned earlier, once I see that they made that new high and on Thursday, and then they fail to make that new high on Friday, I already know it was game time. So yeah, so the market will open in a couple more minutes. We'll see what it does. I usually do not trade on Sundays. I usually wait until Monday morning to see how the Asian session perform and see how the London session perform, and then that's when I start engaging the market. But I would say for this week coming up, be careful. Do not over leverage. Do not oversize your position. Trade very carefully because as I'm looking at this graph here, it's a big drop. I mean, it is. Oh, let me see. Where's that screen? It is a massive drop. That is a lot of volatility here. And if you can take a look at this volatility index here, and yes, I have all this calibration looking at things. So the volatility index is very high, and it seems like there's a lot more room to go a lot higher. But again, it more than likely is probably gonna drop a little bit and then keep going back up. But we'll wait and see, right? And again, this is part of my goal here to create a separate video on how to set your think or swim, on how to use all this calibration. They are very useful. They're not the end all be all, but it kind of helps with navigating to your trading. As I get more subscribers, as you guys hit the like button and subscribe, I'll be more encouraged to kind of show you how to do this. So again, be careful next week. Do not over leverage. Do not over trade. And until I talk to you guys, be safe.